Hi, Paul Suellentrop, Tony Adame from Wichita Eagle and Kansas.com. We're here at the Scott Trade Center after Wichita State opened the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament with a 56-45 win over 9th seeded Southern Illinois. Tony, a little bit of a slow start for Wichita State. They didn't really take control until about 10 or 12 minutes into the first half, and that kind of happens, especially in these settings. What explanations did you get from the Shockers about how things kind of unfolded there in the first half?
Just that they're trying to execute in the first half. A lot of what they're coming out and trying to do is stick to the scouting reports, stick to the game plan. Then at halftime they get to really analyze what the other team is doing and make some adjustments. Their last 3 games they've had single-digit leads at halftime, and they ended up in double-digit wins, which is unusual for their season. It only happened 5 times in the 28 games before that.
Yeah, the Shockers were down 15-11, and then their press started to take over. They really forced some turnovers, and that really got them going. We had Wichita State got good efforts from Zach Brown. He came off the bench to make all 4 of his shots. I noticed they trusted him to guard Anthony Bean for a few minutes, which is a good sign for Zach. Shaq Morris had 8 points. What impression did some of the Shocker reserves make on you?
Well, I thought it was interesting you make such a great point about Zach. Him coming off the bench, everybody knows he can hit 3-pointers all year long, but he's really athletic. I mean, if you take a look at his Twitter page, he's got all these crazy dunks that he doesn't practice on there, but he's, he caught that big alley-oop dunk, and I think he showed that he had another basket around the hoop, which I don't think Shocker fans have really seen from him this year. They know him more as a long-range shooter.
Yeah, he had a nice game, and I think anything you can get off that bench for Wichita State is definitely a plus. All right, we got Illinois State coming up tomorrow with Wichita State. The Redbirds looked like they were going to pull away from Evansville a couple times in the second half, and then they would kind of make some mistakes, and it ended up being a close game. Illinois State, pretty deep, pretty athletic. What kind of a challenge do you think they present for the Shockers?
I think with their guards, I think that's the thing. I went in their locker room and talked to them. Deontay Hawkins had a big game, 17 points. Paris Lee, Deshaun Knight. They got 3 good guards that can match up with Wichita State's 3 guards, so I think that's where they're strongest at. And then they have a good center in Reggie Lynch, who could be problems. They just don't have a lot of depth in the post. Wichita State's got a little more depth than them, but they could give them some problems. They're the only team to play Wichita State within single digits twice this year on the Valley schedule.
Yeah, Lynch is a really good player, second team All-Valley. He's been in foul trouble against Wichita State, and Wichita State's guards are really good if they get you in a mismatch, driving in there, drawing fouls. They did that against Southern Illinois, and I would expect it to be something they'd use against the Salukis as well, or against the Redbirds as well. What will be important for Wichita State tomorrow?
Well, I think, not getting off to a slow start again. I think that, if they get in some sort of 9-10 point hole, that could be a real problem for them. You saw that today. They got off to a little bit of a slow start. They really need to avoid that tomorrow. And Ron Baker didn't touch the ball for the first 3 minutes of the game today, which I think they need to get him get him involved a little bit earlier. He's just standing over there in the wing, so they need to probably get him involved in the offense a little more.
All right, that'll wrap it up. From Scott Trade Center in St. Louis, Wichita State improves to 28-3 with a 56-45 win over Southern Illinois. They play 4-seeded Illinois State tomorrow at 1:30. Thanks.